Most of us, we encounter our twin flame, and then the heart activation takes place, and then the separation takes place, and separation devastates us completely. And that is probably the very beginning of our spiritual awakening and initial stage of one of our severe dark nights into our spiritual journey. It is not really necessary for every twin flame pair to go through separation. Many twin flames who are already evolved at a certain level of evolution as a soul would not face severe patches of separation or a very severe no contact phase or the devastating separation that many people are going through. It all depends upon the level of evolution of your soul, like where you are in terms of your harmony between each other. So it is not mandatory that everybody will go through the same intensity of separation. But many twin flames do go through because most of us are holding a lot of toxicity, negative belief systems, negative patterns, lot of karma, lot of healing to be done. The release process to all these negativities and toxicities that we are holding in our energy bodies, it will always start when you are in separation. You cannot process such releases when you are with your twin flame, because your twin flame energy overwhelms you. You completely feel comfortable around them. You feel completely at home. The environment when you are with your twin flame is not really favorable for you to do your purging process, that is releasing the toxicity and negativity in your energy body. For all those twin flames who really need these releases, they would land in separation. So in other words, separation is inevitable if you are holding so many things that you need to release if you want to walk on the path of ascension and spiritual awakening. All those who are new to my channel and not have yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification icon so that whenever I upload new videos, you will get a notification. All those who want to do one-to-one private sessions with me, the link is given in the video description. I have answered more than 5,000 questions on the website called Quora related to twin flames and spiritual awakening. So all those who want to read my question and answers, you can visit Quora. We are also declaring the last call to all those who want to attend our Dubai retreat. Mostly the seats are filled. There are some more that are still there available. So anybody who wants to join the first ever twin flame retreat that is happening in Dubai, April 28th to 24th next month, you are always welcome, and there is so much that is going to happen in this retreat. So anybody who wants to know more about the retreat, the link is given into the description of this video. So let's start the video. So coming to the main subject of this video, what are the most common mistakes that people do when they end up in separation? One very important thing I want to talk about, making a mistake. If you really look at it, there is no mistake here in a spiritual journey. There is nothing right or wrong. Whatever you are doing, whether it is a mistake or it is a right thing, ultimately you are going to learn something out of it, some spiritual lesson. So whatever you are understanding now, your understanding is definitely going to go one notch up or one step ahead, even if you make a mistake, right? As human beings, we are conditioned this way that mistakes are not allowed. If you do a mistake, then you have to pay for your mistake. You will be punished, or you won't be rewarded, or you will have to pay for your mistakes. This is our human conditioning, and that is why we all are afraid of making mistakes. In your spiritual journey, you should never be afraid of making mistakes. Even in your human life, you should not be afraid of making mistakes, because making a mistakes will always make you realize something which you otherwise wouldn't have been able to realize. So when I'm talking about the list of all these mistakes that people do in separation, just take these mistakes as some points to be mindful about. However, never be afraid of making a mistake in this journey, because even when you make a mistake, you are going one step forward in your spiritual journey or in your twin flame journey. So the first and foremost mistake which many twin flames do when they separate from their twin flame is that they start blaming themselves or they start blaming their twin flame for landing in separation. First thing you really need to understand in this whole dynamic is whatever is happening in your twin flame journey when it comes to separation and the crisis phase in the twin flame journey. Don't judge yourself and don't judge your twin flame. Don't approach this scenario from the place of judging somebody else or judging yourself. All these things like, why did this happen? What if that had happened? Or what if this had not happened? There are so many ifs and buts as human beings. We are again and again looping around and feeling bad or sad or regretting about something. So, first and foremost thing you really need to stop is overthinking, going over ifs and buts and what if this had happened and this had not happened, or blaming yourself or your twin flame for that separation. Just understand that this was a divine intervention. This was a part of the divine plan that you were supposed to be separated in a particular phase of your journey, and that is why you are separated. There is no other logical reason to be provided for this specific thing. So stop blaming yourself or stop blaming your twin flame for landing in separation. Second biggest mistake many people do is getting into the victim consciousness, victimizing yourself. Oh, poor me, why me? This always happens with me. You put yourself in the whole scenario of being a complete poor you. The whole world is your enemy. Somewhere, if you are seriously on a twin flame journey, it is better that you step into your own sovereign field as soon as possible. The moment you choose to step out of this victim consciousness, huge shifts will happen in your life and in your journey. So stop victimizing yourself and stop telling yourself these stories that I am, why me. A lot of people are also putting universe against them. So they completely start believing that the universe is playing some cruel game against them. Universe is the one who has actually separated their twin flame from them, and they are receiving some sort of a punishment from the universe. So you need to step out of this victim consciousness as soon as possible. The more you are choosing to operate from the victim consciousness, separation period will start elongating because the separation period is being given to you to work on yourself, but you are not utilizing that time to work on yourself. You are just victimizing yourself. So it's just, in other words, it is just a waste of time, and you always stay in separation because the next milestone never comes in your life because you are still operating from the victim consciousness. Third, and the most biggest mistake which many people do is focusing on your twin flame rather than focusing on yourself. I have seen so many people getting stuck in stalking their twin flame or seeing what their twin flame is posting on social media, what they are doing, what they are not doing, what did they say to their friends. So basically, putting some sort of a track of your twin flames life and what they are doing and what they are not doing, focusing on their spiritual progress. I also see many people getting into these thoughts that I don't know when my twin flame is going to awaken. He is not doing his inner work. So all the focus of your mind is completely shifted to your twin flame. What is he doing? Whether he is progressing or not progressing, he or she, till the time your whole focus remains on them and their life and their progress, you are definitely not going to shift anywhere in this journey or in your life. Fourth, which is pretty much related to the third mistake, that is giving too much importance to the social media and the social media updates. I have seen so many people getting so devastated or getting literally controlled by the social media and their twin flames presence or absence on the social media. Most of us are getting triggered by seeing our twin flame social media profiles, their pictures. A lot of people are even concluding certain things that he seems to be so happy on his Facebook picture. That means he doesn't care for me. So you are getting triggered. So this whole habit of lot of people going on their twin flame social media and concluding certain things from their pictures and their comments and their posts is a complete insane thing to do. So if at all you're allowing your life to get affected by your twin flames social media presence and their post, you have to stop it right now, because that is not going to serve you in any way. Again, very much related to the social media profiling, another biggest mistake is that over obsessing over the spouses or partners of your twin flames social media. I have seen many people going and stalking their twin flames spouses or partners 24/7 and seeing what they are up to, where they are going, who are they meeting, are they posting any pictures along with their twin flame. Now they went on a holiday, and the whole result of this whole turmoil that you're going through is that you are completely deviated from your journey. You are not utilizing this amazing period of separation that the divine has provided you to work on yourself, to introspect about your own triggers. Triggers are not bad, triggers might come, but are you really introspecting those triggers and working on those triggers? That is the question. But many people I see are mostly investing and indulging their time in stalking their twin flame or their twin flames partners social media profiles. If you really ask me, social media is a 0.05% of importance in your twin flame journey. If you are not on social media, if you are not seeing anything there on social media, if you are not having your twin flame on your social media, it doesn't at all make any difference in your twin flame journey. As the earlier you realize this, the better. Another biggest mistake is a lot of people start worrying if their twin flame is going to date somebody else. So there is always this internal insecurity running as an undercurrent, that what if my twin flame starts seeing somebody else? Again, it is a form of focusing on your twin flames life and what they are doing and what they are not doing. But it is also showing a biggest issue in your own energies, that is feeling insecure, lack of self-worth, not feeling worthy of love, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty. All these issues are being shown to you when you are so worried about your twin flame seeing somebody else. Somewhere I feel that this connection is going to taste you from all the fronts. So whether you are insecure about any third party issues, are you feeling jealous about any third party? Are you overcoming this fear of uncertainty, abandonment, and rejection? All these are some sort of tastes in your spiritual journey, and it is always better to pass these tastes rather than indulging in those fears and in those insecurities. Another very important thing I also want to say, that it is okay if your twin flame dates somebody else. I can even make another special video on this specific topic. But if your twin flame is dating somebody else, there are other different reasons to it. Either there is something that is related to your soul lesson, or it is some sort of a karmic contract that needs to be released with that person and your twin flame. So whatever is happening for a reason. You need to start understanding what is happening and how the things are unfolding in their life or your life from a broader perspective. If you are only dissecting these scenarios from the third dimensional aspects, you are always going to be in pain, suffering, you will feel devastated. But as this is a journey of awakening and ascension, you need to start advancing your awareness to a different level of understanding. Only then you are going to understand why things are happening in your life, how you can solve them, and how you can overcome all those challenges to overcome that separation. Seventh thing is over dissecting the label twin flames and going on the research spree to conclude. Many people who are in separation are really buying very hard into the label twin flames, the concept of twin flames, and they feel that they need to know everything and anything about this whole concept or a phenomena or a theory. And they go on this research spree, like they are reading every article, every blog, seeing every video that comes, read every book that they come across, to do some sort of a research about this whole thing. because they feel that unless and until they do this research and gather all this information, the faster they will come out of the separation. But that is not true. Such a behavior also indicates that you are kind of trying to rush into getting into the union. You are getting anxious and you really want to fasten things, and because of that you really want to do all this research as soon as possible. And the more research they do, they come to know even more different types of terms like false twin flame, for example, and then they start getting confused about, oh, whether my supposed twin flame, the one whom I'm considering my twin flame, is my true twin flame or my false twin flame. So the whole research again starts getting into that area, that whether this person is my false twin or my true twin. The reality is that it doesn't really matter who that person is. What matters is your experience, what you have been going through so far, and what that experience is actually teaching you in your life. So instead of rushing into research and getting too much into the labels, if you sit back, introspect, and try to understand what is happening with you and utilize that time to work on yourself, you won't need to do all this research. There is nothing that you're missing out if you don't read or watch everything out there related to this topic. Another most important mistake a lot of people do is that they are focusing on when my twin flame is coming back, when in double inverted commas, instead of focusing on why they are not coming back. This is the most important question to ponder upon. Because if you are shifting your focus from when to why, then you will start really getting on track in your what exactly you think or do in your twin flame journey as your inner work will determine the period of separation. So there is no point in thinking when is he going to come back, because you're wasting your time and you're really elongating the time of separation by not doing anything in your journey. But instead of doing that, if you start figuring out what is it that I really need to do to come into my own balance, to come into my own stability, and how can I release all the negativity that I'm holding so far to come in to the union with myself, the earlier you do, the faster the separation will end. So it all depends upon what is it that you do, what is it that you don't do. So instead of asking when, you need to start asking why. And last but not the least, the most another very most important mistake which people do is that getting vulnerable by depending upon the third party information. For example, tarot readings, psych readings, astrologers, some third party information, and getting drifted away from your actual path. In my journey, I have seen so many YouTube channels, especially the tarot readers, claiming in every video of theirs that now the divine masculine is coming back soon. Every video, any video you open, they will say that the karmics are going somewhere and the masculine is coming back. The energies are like that. Okay, I'm not against tarot reading. There is a specific science behind tarot reading, and there is a specific way how you can receive guidance through tarot. But unfortunately, most of the people are not really using tarot reading as a accurate, proper way. And most of the people are falling into this whole trap of vulnerability and feeling that they are not in control of their journey and there is something else that is controlling the whole journey. So they get attached to such readings. And I have seen so many people getting addicted to tarot or psych readings for that matter. And such people will never make a major progress in their journey because they are not willing to be a seeker. They are not willing to do any sort of a inner work, but just wait for the next tarot reading just to find some temporary solace to their heart that, oh, okay, this week the masculine is coming back. So again, the whole focus is when my twin flame is coming back, but what are you doing in your own inside spiritual awakening journey? Are you really making any effort or any introspection as a spiritual seeker to increase your awareness and to vibrate at a certain level? We don't see any effort coming from such people, but they are completely hooked to the psych readings or tarot readings. And such gesture will only weaken them more and more. The weakness will increase. The strength and transformation will never happen. What is the most important thing to understand over here is that this journey is about looking inward. This journey is about trusting your own heart, following your own intuition, and identifying your own inner issues and working on those inner issues. The separation, the period of separation is given to you to balance yourself. It's not some random tragedy or somebody or the universe's cruel act upon you to keep you separated from your twin flame. This period is given to you to work on yourself. The path to union goes through the separation. So separation also is a very much a part of the union process. And I hope that those who are really understanding what I'm trying to say here will be able to use their separation most wisely, most creatively, most mindfully, which would definitely be the next step into the process of union. So this is all for today. See you in the next video.